A steakhouse that charges $145 for a ribeye just filed for bankruptcy. Think about that for a second. Welcome back to K-Shaped Economics. I'm Stephen J. Campbell, and I'm an active futures trader who's been reading consumer economy data from the ground level for 20 years. And this one tells you something that the headline completely misses. You see, the story that you're going to see everywhere is that 801 Chophouse filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. 8 locations: Des Moines, Iowa, Kansas City, Denver, Minneapolis, Omaha. A chain that's been serving prime cuts since 1993. And now the official framing is going to be rising beef costs and supply chain pressure, restructuring. And while all technically true, that's not actually what it really is. See, here's what's actually in the data. The US cattle herd just hit a 75-year low, 86.2 million heads. That number's actually been declining for years, and it's not recovering fast. And what that supply collapse has done to prices is absolutely brutal. A steak at retail is up 16% in the last year alone, and sitting at $12.73 per pound as of March this year. And ground beef is at $6.70 per pound, but 10 years ago, that same ground beef was only $3.75. So you've nearly doubled the price of the most basic cut of beef in just a decade. And now watch what happens when you run that math again with a fine dining operation. A restaurant like 801 Chophouse, they're not buying ground beef. They're buying dry-aged porterhouses and bone-in ribeyes in volume. Their input costs didn't just go up 16%. They went up significantly more. And unlike a grocery store that can just reprice off the shelf tags overnight, a restaurant has menus and labor locked in. It has lease obligations. It has a customer base that already thinks $145 for a steak is kind of pushing it. But here's where it gets kind of weird. The company listed between $10 million and $50 million in liabilities. They closed a Minneapolis concept location already, and they didn't give a specific reason for the filing. That silence is actually data, though. Because when a company knows exactly why it's struggling, be it bad management, failed expansion, a one-time event, they usually say so. And when they say nothing, it means the pressure is systemic. It means everything went wrong at the same time, and none of it is their fault specifically. But here's the part that never makes the headlines. 801 Chophouse is not alone. See, Outback closed 41 locations last year. Red Lobster went through bankruptcy. Hooters collapsed. Fleming's is closing locations too. So this isn't a story about one struggling steakhouse chain. No, this is a story about an entire tier of the restaurant economy that's getting hollowed out simultaneously. The casual dining middle, the places that are too expensive for truly budget conscious consumers, but not quite exclusive enough to capture the ultra high end, that's being compressed from both sides. Input costs are up. The middle class customer is tapped out, and the wealthy diner who can afford a $145 ribeye without blinking has more options than ever competing for their wallets. So you see, the cattle herd doesn't rebuild quickly. These are multi-year production cycles. You can't just decide to grow more cows and have them ready for a market next quarter, which means beef prices aren't coming down meaningfully anytime soon. The structural pressure on every protein-dependent restaurant concept isn't going away in 2026 or 2027. And this is the K-shape playing out in real time inside a single industry. The ultra-premium steakhouses, the kind catering exclusively to expense accounts and genuinely wealthy diners, they're doing just fine. The fast casual burger chains cutting portion sizes to protect margins, they're surviving. But the middle, the upscale but not exclusive concept that built its entire business model on the assumption that a broad aspirational dining customer would keep showing up and keep spending, that's the segment that's getting destroyed. So 801 Chophouse, they didn't build a restaurant for the wealthy, they built one for the upper middle class. And the upper middle class is being squeezed out of their own spending patterns right now. This press release says this is a restructuring. The data says the customer who made this business model work is under severe financial pressure. And those are two very different stories. Now, if you want to go deeper on how the consumer economy is actually bifurcating right now and what that means going forward, Subscribe to my main channel, Not Leaving Las Vegas. We do full analysis and use Vegas as a case study. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment down below. Leave me a comment, like the video, subscribe. We do videos daily.